Hey everyone, Reese here from Finder.com. Today I'm going over the COVID-19 Economic Injury Disaster Loan that the Small Business Administration began offering when the CARES Act passed back in March. Now, the SBA has offered disaster loans in the past, but I'll be covering the specifics of the COVID-19 option. As with most of the SBA's coronavirus relief efforts, changes to the disaster loan program happen often. The details I'm about to lay out are current as of this date. So, what exactly is an SBA disaster loan? It's a low-cost loan offered by the Small Business Administration to businesses facing economic hardship due to a natural disaster. The COVID-19 one is, of course, specifically for businesses affected by the coronavirus. While originally advertised as having a maximum borrowing limit of $2 million, borrowers haven't been able to get more than $150,000 since April. But rates are still favorable, sitting at 3.75% for small businesses and 2.75% for nonprofits. Terms for the COVID-19 disaster loan are up to 30 years. What loan term you get depends on the SBA's evaluation of your business's ability to repay, and you can hold off on making any payments on your loan for up to 12 months. You could previously apply for a grant alongside your disaster loan, which worked like an advance of a portion of your loan that didn't have to be repaid. But that part of the program has since run out of funding, and there haven't been any talks of putting more money toward it. To qualify for a coronavirus disaster loan, your business needs to meet the SBA's size standards. This involves a long laundry list of criteria, so we included a link in the description to the SBA's tool for determining eligibility. And good news for agricultural businesses. You might be able to qualify even if you have more than 500 employees, thanks to an amendment to the SBA's size standards. Your business also needs to have been up and running as of January 31st, 2020 and operate in a qualifying industry. Those involved in gambling, adult entertainment, or government lobbying aren't eligible. But good news for independent contractors and sole proprietorships. You are eligible, along with faith-based organizations and nonprofits, just as long as you meet the SBA size standards. The SBA also looks at whether you're current on your financial responsibilities when determining eligibility. If a co-owner with at least 50% ownership in your business is more than 60 days late on a child support payment, you're automatically disqualified. But one requirement the SBA doesn't have is a credit score minimum. This can come in handy if your score has taken a hit due to lost revenue during the coronavirus outbreak. Now that you know if you qualify, let's discuss what you can use the loan for. A coronavirus disaster loan is a working capital loan. This means you can use it for expenses like your business's rent or mortgage, utilities, and software costs. You can also use it to refinance your business's existing debt and buy personal protective equipment for your employees. And this is just a small list of expenses you can cover with a disaster loan. There's much more you can do with the funds, just as long as you're using them to keep your business up and running. To apply for a coronavirus disaster loan, you'll first need to visit the SBA's application page. We've included a link in the description to make it easy to find. From there, choose the eligibility criteria that best describes your business and check the remaining boxes to confirm your business isn't restricted due to either industry or existing financial obligations not being met. Then click Continue. The next step is to fill in information about your business. You'll be asked for your business's name and trade name, employer identification number or your personal social security number, your organization type, if your business is a franchise or nonprofit, your gross revenue and cost of goods sold between January 2019 and 2020, if you run a nonprofit or agricultural business, your cost of operations during that time, any lost rental income due to COVID-19, any compensation you've received as a result of COVID-19, and a description of where you got it. This could be other loans, grants, or community support, your business's address, email, and phone number, the date you established your business and when the current ownership started, your business's industry and type, or what the SBA calls your business activity, and last but not least, the number of employees you've had since January 31st of this year. Once that's all filled out, click Next. The next page is where you enter information about all owners, LLC members, or stockholders with 20% or more stake in the business. For sole proprietors and contractors, you'll just enter your information. Get ready to provide each person's name and title, address, email, and phone number, percentage of ownership, social security number and birth date, and whether they're a U.S. citizen. After you've added everyone's information, go ahead and click Next. The last set of questions revolve around whether you have a criminal background and if you're barred from receiving government funds. You'll also be asked for the name, phone number, and address of any business that helped you complete the application. It also asks you to provide the amount of any fee you were charged. Enter the bank account information for where you would like the funds sent, and certify that all the information you provided is correct. Click Next to continue on to the final step. Here, you have one last chance to review your application. When you're confident it's all good to go, click Submit. Once you submit your application, it's time to wait for a decision, which can take anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. If approved, funds are supposed to be dispersed to your account within 5 days, but businesses report it taking much longer, sometimes up to 3 weeks. That can make for a total turnaround time of nearly 2 months. With such a long turnaround time and applications closing on September 30th, we recommend getting your application in ASAP if you're interested in applying. If you don't qualify, check to see if your state has any special loan programs for businesses affected by the coronavirus outbreak. As always, you can keep up on the latest news and find guides and tips for staying on top of your business's finances by visiting finder.com. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for even more videos on financial news and trends. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.